Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here with another Master Duel video for you guys. Today we're going to be doing yet another viewer special. This is going to be viewer special number 8 if I recall, and actually yes, I know it's number 8 because the last one we did was number 7 and it was posted on 7/7, July 7th, I remember that. So it actually has been a little while since we have done a viewer special. I believe at the time this is going up, it's actually been 2 weeks, where I normally like to do these once per week. So I do apologize, I guess, for the a bit of a delay there, but you know, with the with the new pack coming out, bringing so many new decks into the meta, and just really flipping the meta on its head and completely changing how we look at it. On top of that, we also had the new event drop relatively well recently. At the time this is going out, the time of recording this, we're still a couple of days away, but yeah, so those factors combined kind of made it a little bit difficult to get a viewer special out last week. But rest assured, I am still planning on moving forward with the series as you guys are continuing to submit games. Thank you very much, by the way, for doing so. And if you're wondering how that you can submit your games in order to be viewed here on the channel, it's actually very simple. If you check out my description below, there you will see a couple of links. One of those is going to lead to my Twitter page. Now, if you go to my Twitter, the pinned tweet at the very top of my profile right there is going to be a thread where I kind of like to curate all of the replays that I get in from people. It's the best way that for me to gather all the games. It's just one nice spot where I can find everything, and that is the best way to get your replays submitted there. That is not the only way though. If you don't have a Twitter, don't worry. If you want to reply in the comments of this YouTube video with your replay, you can do so as well. And again, like I said, the Twitter is the best spot if you can, but if you can't, don't feel like I'm just going to ignore YouTube comments as well. I do take a look at those for consideration too. So as far as what information you need to share in order to get your replays submitted, that again is also fairly simple. The main thing I'm looking for is your player ID, which is going to be this 9-digit number here. Now, if there is a specific game you want me to take a look at, then you should also submit like the date and time of that game and or the name of the opponent you played against, just enough information where I can pinpoint that one specific game as the one you want to show. Do also be sure that you are making your replays public, and definitely double check your player ID when you're submitting that. There's been more than one time where somebody submitted an ID and I type it in, I double check and triple and quadruple check to make sure I did it the way they submitted it, and it doesn't end up returning anything. So definitely make sure that you're just getting all your information in there so that I'm able to view your replay there. So, and again, also make sure that it's public. If it's not saved publicly, I'm not going to be able to view it. So I've got a few replays here from relatively recent. I tried to pick ones from, I feel kind of bad because I like to backlog these so that way that gives more people a chance to shine. But then the new pack came out, and then I think I inadvertently ended up leaving a couple of people out because I was backlogging their games. But then now with the new pack out, it's like, do we really want to see games for like the previous meta? So if your game doesn't get featured, don't feel like, oh, my game didn't get featured, there goes my one chance. No, you can definitely submit more replays, and honestly, as long as you're not just like spamming the same one over and over again, I really don't care how many games you submit. You can submit as many as you want, and again, just don't spam. But I will definitely be glad to take a look at any games that I get in there. So yeah, we have quite a few fun ones to take a look at. So without further ado, I say let's just go ahead and get straight on into it. Okay, first game we're going to take a look at comes to us from Ellipses here, and they got the Stratos mate, which is very nice. Do love this mate. I do plan on actually doing the SP deck challenges at some point, probably for the channel, but well, that'll be a topic for another video. In any case here, we are going to take a look at a game of yes, Adventure Virtual World versus, I believe this is Numeron or Eldritch. I think this is Numeron, if I got the dates right here. But I'm very eager to see this this duel here, because Adventure Eldritch is, or not Adventure Eldritch, Adventure Virtual World is going to be the next deck I think I build and do a deck profile for on the channel. I'm probably just going to actually build it right after I'm done recording this video. So yeah, I'm eager to see this game here. Looks like wow, we got a really good opening hand here. We got the Kowloon, the Right, the Lily, and the Gigi. So yeah, this is actually really cool. So right at the end of, or right before the pack was released, while we were actually still climbing Diamond Ladder at the beginning of the season, we featured a Punk Virtual World deck, and the cool advantage that the Punk engine offered was that it offered good baits for negates before you went into your Virtual World plays, and the Adventure engine can do that, just that, but also has the added bonus of not just getting, you know, a bunch of, you know, level 3 tuners and stuff out, but also actually setting up an Omni negate, which is really cool too. And the deck can also now go into Baron, which is nice, with a level 3 tuner as well as the level 7 Wandering Griffin Rider here, so that'll be an interesting addition to the extra deck. Looks like we're making fairly standard Virtual World plays with just the Wandering Griffin Rider as the addition, which is, you know, definitely welcome to have that extra Omni negate. Yeah, I was actually really relieved. I kind of should have figured that you could easily slot Adventure into Virtual World, but I was relieved because I was a bit anxious that, like, after investing into Virtual World, that all of a sudden the deck was just going to be, you know, not super great anymore, but it seems like moving forward, well, because the thing is, Master Duel format is a little bit unique in that we still have VFD here, right? VFD, I don't think at this point, when this pack that we just got was released in the TCG and OCG, was really like a thing anymore. I think it was actually banned in both formats. So now we're definitely more so than ever, and I think moving forward we're going to continue to see more so Master Duel very much be its own format. It already very much was in the fact that it's mostly best of one, right? But now that we're seeing significant ban list differences, not even for stuff that's being banned or semi-ed or whatever exclusively Master Duel, but for stuff that's not being hit, we're seeing like unique meta scenarios that we didn't see in either the OCG or TCG, which is pretty cool. So sorry, I just wanted to talk real quick. Oh, this is another way you can make Baron. I didn't even think about this. You can use a level 6 tuner in the Adventure token. So you actually have, well, you still only have the one Omni negate, right? Because this, doesn't this need an Adventure token to, yeah, this still needs an Adventure token to negate, but that is actually multiple ways you can make Baron in this deck. So I didn't even consider that. See, once again, this is why I love watching the replays from you guys so much. Now, it looks like they did have the Droplet, but did we not Chuchi the True King in response? I think we could have done that because they didn't send a trap with the Droplet. They have the Twin Twister here as well, so maybe they could have just Twin Twistered in response. I don't know if that would have really worked, but it looks like they are Numerons, and they actually do have the wall here at the very end, so that is a little bit unfortunate. Although with 3k and 2800 defense, I think we can actually survive this, right? 1, 2, 4, and then 8. Yeah, so we actually don't take any damage here, so that's pretty nice at the very least. Although they are still going to follow up with, you know, either Appaloosa or the Infinitrack or whichever Link 4 they decide to make here. Probably the Appaloosa, if I had to guess. Yeah. Or no, it's the Mekk-Knight Crusader. Avramax. Make someone on the field, put a count target. Once per battle, you can make descent, shuffle. I don't know. I feel like the Appaloosa would have been better here. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, bring it back to Shen. So let's see. This just can't be. Cannot target except this card. So yeah, this is plenty susceptible to removal. It just shuffles one card back when it's sent to the graveyard. So we could even just potentially bounce it, right? See, that's the thing. Like, this card isn't bad by any means, but I just feel like there's so many better Link 4s to go into at the end. Like, I feel like either the Infinitrack or the Appaloosa would have been better here. Excuse me. Yeah, see, we're just going to use Utopia Beyond to drop this thing to 0. Like, there are just a lot of ways around this, but, c'est la vie, to each their own. Or, c'est la vie, that means so it goes. Well, yeah, I guess that applies, so it goes to each their own. But, let's see, is this... No, this isn't quite lethal. I think we could have gotten lethal, though, couldn't we have? Had we, let's see, hang on. Could we have summoned these in attack mode? Well, that would have been lethal if we'd summoned those in attack mode anyway, right? So I guess that's probably why we didn't. Yeah, because the Avramax is going to shuffle the other thing back anyway, because it's not just card effect, it's just when it's sent by an opponent's card, right? I'm pretty sure that was the case. Yeah, sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, so... Okay, we were able to destroy the Numeron network, though. Let's see if they've got a follow-up play at the end. I was going to say, the game was 4 turns, so I'm pretty sure they don't. But Okay, cool. So yeah, like I said, even from just that one game here, it was already cool to see some things about Adventure Virtual World that I wasn't really aware of before. I hadn't really realized before. See, this is why I always say that you learn the most from watching other people play. That is like my number one recommendation if you're looking to like learn a deck or learn combo lines or anything. More than just looking up lists and watching deck profiles to hear insight about lists, watching gameplay, watching other people play is so crucial. So yet another reason why I love the viewer special here. But thank you very much. Oh, your name is Doom Knight here, not just Ellipses, but thank you very much for submitting. Very much appreciate that. Let's go and take a look at the next game. Okay, so the next game we're going to watch here comes to us from Rabid Rabbit here, who has a game against Adventure PK. I don't remember if they stated what deck they were playing, or if they did, I just didn't write it down, but I believe that is going to be this game right here. Let's go ahead and just jump straight on into it. So, yeah, all I wrote was Verse Adventure PK, so I guess we'll find out what they're playing here. And looks like it's gonna be... Oh, cool. Looks like it is Tri-Brigade. We always love to see Tri-Brigade, so that's very nice. And here comes the Rite of Armaseer. Fortunately, we do have a Maxi. Let's hope they don't have a Cross-Set or a Call-By. And they have the Ash, I guess. Well, to be fair, they didn't have either of the things I hoped they didn't have. So I guess I got what I asked for there. But, okay, so we only have the Nerval. We do at least have the Fusion Destiny here. And we have the Lightning Storm going second, which is obviously very nice, although I'm not sure how useful that's going to be once they have the Wandering Griffin Rider up, and just also the fact that the Token and Griffin Rider, among maybe other things, are going to be in defense mode anyway, but oh, they had the Draco back in the opening hand. I was wondering, oh wait, they just added it. No, never mind. Okay, so they added the Draco back when they summoned the Phantom Knight, and then the Phantom Knight, and then they got the Wandering Griffin Rider, which they are dropping now. So then, of course, they're going to equip the Token as well. They've got the Enchantress here, so they're going to summon it to use it as a level 3 in order to make Cherubni here. Gonna set up, let's see, we've got the Ancient Cloak set up in the graveyard, so are we sending the Silent Boots of the Cherubni, or not the Silent Boots, the Torn Scale here? Yeah, Torn Scale, okay. And then now we can banish to add, looks like these Silent Boots. Yeah, I kind of figured that might be the case. Okay, so it's funny, because now I'm also kind of learning a little bit more about Adventure Phantom Knight plays. I always do that. I literally, if I don't catch myself, I always go Phantom Knights instead of Phantom Knights. But I don't, whatever. In any case here. Yeah, okay, so like I mentioned in the Adventure Phantom Knight deck profile, I was definitely thinking of adding some more extenders to the deck. And this combo line right here already demonstrates how even just having another level 3 and the extra Water Enchantress can be very helpful. Also interested to see how we're gonna come back on from this board here. Looks like the opponent is setting up for a Utopic F-Zero play. I'm guessing just based on the double Levier here. I wonder if they're gonna Scythe Lock us on top of that. If that's the case, this will be definitely something if we manage. I mean, this is already gonna be something when we come back here, because this game should end up being a win from what I recall. So. Okay, here is the F-Zero. Unfortunately, Lightning Storm is not going to take care of that because the Utopic Draco Future cannot be destroyed by card effects there, so... Alas, but we will figure it out, I'm sure. Oh, wow, they haven't even gone into Bardish yet, that's right. Setting up the Brigandine, and... what else are they going to make here, though? Oh, I guess they could still... Well, I'm trying to figure out, actually, if they can still make the... Dogda... and Scythe. No, they can't. Okay. Well, maybe they could have. Hang on. I feel like they could have for some reason. Do they have the... Okay, they have this engraved. They have the wing... No, they used wing to bring back the boots. What if you had used wing to bring back the cloak? Well, then we don't have the materials to send, though, like, at all. That's the problem. We would have had to send... Well, we could have tokened for the Link Spider. Now I'm just trying to figure out for the opponent if they had better plays. I feel like you could have also set up a Scythe Lock here with maybe... I don't know, maybe doing things in a slightly different order. It feels doable. Even with this current setup, if you had gotten back the Ancient Cloak instead, you were really only one material away from the Dogda. I feel like if we hadn't made Rusty Bardish here, we almost assuredly could have gotten a Scythe Lock, right? Maybe, I mean, of course, the opponent might just not be playing that in their deck, but... Huh, interesting. Okay. Now let's see how we are actually going to respond here. The Tenki is not a bad top deck at all. Guess we're going to use this on back rows. Yep, kind of figured that was going to be the case. They have a trap... No, they didn't have a trap card in their grave before, so they actually had extra material here. I don't know, I feel like they had different plays there, but whatever. Yes, when in doubt, just go for the old Zeus here, right? Zeus being able to send will also make sure that we can get rid of the Utopic Draco future here. It is going to activate, but we at the very least get to use both Zeus activations. So I guess they will end up stealing it, but it'll be a 0 material Zeus. Oh, but they have the Omni Negate too. So do they just have multiple? Unless we're playing enough Zodiacs in order to make a 6 material Zeus, which we're not. Oh, we're gonna Fusion Destiny on top of it. That's how we're gonna. Okay, so that's gonna trigger the Griffin Rider, and then now we're gonna use the Zeus. Okay, yeah, that was probably the only way that was ever gonna happen here. So it looks like at the end our opponent is going to end up with our Zeus, but at least they'll have 0 materials, and the opponent won't have anything else to work with. They will actually still have the Phantom Knights that are in Graveyard, which is a little bit dangerous, particularly like the Cloak and the Boots here. And then yeah, I was gonna say they steal it, right? Oh no, it resolves because it's not on the field to shuffle back anymore. Oh, that's right. So we actually do get a leg up here. We get to start with the DPE. So, okay, cool. Wow, that was actually, see, yet another reason. I wouldn't even thought about that. Because I don't think I've encountered that interaction yet. Or if I have had the opportunity to counter that interaction on my end, I've definitely not thought of it. But yeah, it's an and if you do, so you have to shuffle the Griffin Rider back into the deck. So if at a later point in the chain link you can actually send it to the graveyard, you can stop the Omni Negate. I see. Yet, like I said, this is just one of many reasons why I love watching these replays and you know, just watching you guys play here. This is definitely something that might have taken me a little bit longer to pick up on. It would probably have taken it happening to me for me to realize that that was something that could be done there. So, always pays to read the card, right? Always pays. And of course they really just ripped the call by right off the top, didn't they? I mean, I guess we get to bring back our Dasher. Well, that's not even that good because now we can't Celestial very easily. Well, I guess we couldn't have anyway because we had Nerval and Max C in our hand. We really couldn't have emptied the hand. So it ultimately ends up not being that big of a deal. But yeah, they just peeled the call by right off the top to ensure that we had game so easily there. Okay, looks like they are going to try to write for probably for the Draco back to bounce the Dasher. But we do get to Max C. They're going to get one summon off, but that's fine. This Max C will ultimately stop them from making too many plays, or even if it doesn't stop them from actually making the plays, it will at the very least allow us enough card advantage to potentially catch back up there. Okay, yeah, this Adventure Phantom Knight build is way different. They must. I don't know how you would have room for the Scythe Engine. Wow, the opponent just stopped, really? Okay, this is definitely an example where if I'm the opponent, I don't think I would have stopped there, right? Well, what did they add back again? It was the right. Okay, yeah, this is the right. So they right, bounce the token. What did they have in grave? I'm just trying to figure out. It's one more draw. Okay, yeah, banish, special. I mean, our opponent had plays. I really feel like our opponent could have lethaled us here pretty easily. I feel like when you're in this is definitely a scenario where you just have to go through it. I think it was a mistake for the opponent to not play through the Max C that we... I mean, obviously it's great for us that they didn't try to play through the Max C, but I definitely think that was a misplay on their part. I feel like they could have lethaled us relatively easily there. Well, I know they could have lethaled us relatively easily, but I feel like they could have lethaled us relatively easily without drawing us into the, what do you call it, the Nibiru. And okay, looks like we've got the access code here now, getting the, I'm assuming we're going to Nerval search for the, ooh, the opponent's got the Fogblade. Yeah, that's why you got to be careful about the order you do these chain links in, because I noticed we had the access code as chain link 1 there. Yeah, access code should be the end of the chain link, because if access code had been at the end of this chain link, then the opponent wouldn't have been able to respond with this Fogblade. So, because the opponent can't respond to access code at all, and you get to order what, you know, you get to decide what order all the chain links go in before your opponent has a chance to respond. So just a little pro tip with access code there. Pretty sure the duel ends up ending on this turn anyway, so I don't think it particularly matters. And yeah, I was gonna say, we can get Kairos too, so at the end of the day, we're going to have plays pretty much no matter what here. Okay, they just concede at the end of that. That was also a fairly early concede from the opponent, because I don't think we had a lethal in pretty much any way there, right? Even if we had banished for Shurig, that's... No, yeah, that definitely wasn't lethal. That would have been like 6,000 and some change. So, Okay, yeah, so yeah, again, we should have reordered the effects with the access code talker there, but it looks like we would have had a game. Like, even if we hadn't ended the duel on this turn, I think we still would have had lethal soon enough down the road anyways, so yes, thank you very much, Rabid Rabbit, for submitting this game. Tri-Brigade is definitely one of those decks that I want to get to that I haven't gotten to yet, by the way, so definitely don't despair if you're a fan of Tri-Brigade Zodiac and you haven't seen it yet since the new pack came out. I do still have the deck on the mind, so rest assured. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next game. Okay, so the next game comes to us from Caldery here. Looks like they have a game with PK Adventure versus Numeron. Funnily enough, I think the tweet actually did say PK Adventure, so I'm not sure whether this is going to be Phantom Knight or Prank Kids, but I'm definitely down to watch it either way. Wow, 8 turns. That's going to be an interesting game to watch. Let's go ahead and get right into it. It's funny how Yu-Gi-Oh! Abbreviations end up working. I remember seeing a Reddit comment once on the Master Duel subreddit that kind of stuck with me of like, they were just complaining like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abbreviations are awful. What do you mean by PK? And I'm like, you know, they actually kind of have a point there. Okay, looks like we are doing Phantom Knights, so between you and me, that is between the two. That is the one I like a little bit more, so I am definitely not opposed to seeing it here. Alright, looks like we're going to open with Cherubni here, sending the Water Enchantress for our adventure line. Ooh, they've got the Gamma. That is going to throw a little bit of a wrench into the plan here, as we do need the Gamma to send as a material, but I'm sure we can figure out some other form of play. I mean, at the very least, we've got the adventure line set up here, assuming the opponent doesn't have like an Ash or something. Okay, good, they don't. I really thought I was going to jinx this by saying that just then, but fortunately, it does not seem like it is the case here, so... Yep, looks like we're setting up the old adventure stuff here. Just getting that Wandering Griffin Rider out. Setting the Phantom Knight's cloak there. I'm trying to think if... I think that was probably the right play. As opposed to, like, adding Draco back first and then sending it. Because have we normal summoned yet? No, we have. Okay, we're just getting the Torn Scales for next turn. Okay, cool. And then we have the Ragged Glove set up engraved with the Fog Blade. Wow, and the Callbind. Okay, so yeah, I like this setup here. I like this setup a lot. Even though we didn't get to like full-on combo out on turn 1, we still have more than enough here. Okay, so they've got the Raigeki. So Raigeki in and of itself is already kind of a giveaway that it's Numeron. Not many decks are actually running that card, or would want to run that card in addition to Lightning Storms, but Numeron is definitely that deck. And wow, they actually just opened Feather Duster and... Raigeki here. Flipping up the Crossout to call Fusion Destiny is definitely a very smart move there, just hitting any generic card in an attempt to, you know, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not invalidate, but potentially negate. That's the word I'm looking for. Negate an opponent's play. Oh wow, they're using 1-for-1 for the Numeron wall. I don't know that I've ever actually seen Numeron do that before, but that kind of seems like a no-brainer a little bit. But okay, looks like they do have the Numerons here, but we've got a Fogblade engraved, so it doesn't seem like we're dead just yet. We're gonna let them hit for 4k and then block the other 4k, I'm assuming, because if we did the or no, we don't have to do that because it's 1, 2, and then 4, so we can just block the 8k and not have to take any damage at all. So okay, cool. Does unfortunately use up both our Fogblade and our Ragged Gloves, but I mean, that's obviously better than, you know, just dying here, so... Oh, they've got the Appaloosa too on top of it. Okay, I'm definitely interested to see how we're gonna play out of this. Although, I guess we probably have enough monster effects in Graveyard, right? What? Or no, we don't actually. Oh, we got the Droplet though. Well, that would do it. Oh! Oh, okay. Wait, maybe I don't see. Hang on, we battled... Oh, okay, and then that drops it to 0. That's right, that's right, that's right. I don't know that was the battling necessary in that? I don't think it was, but... oh, nice top deck there too, by the way, with the Ancient Cloak there. But yeah, using the Droplet to drop the Appaloosa, I always forget this interaction, and I wonder how many opportunities I've had to utilize this interaction that I've missed out on. I should know about it, considering it happened against me often enough when I was playing Tri-Brigade Zodiac. But yes, for those of you who might not be aware, this is an interaction that works with Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess. Even if you're only temporarily negating the effect, once that wears off, it will actually drop back down to 0 attack, and then as a result, not have any negates. So that is a very nice thing you can do. And then, of course, because the opponent has a monster out, they can't use their Numeron Network's effects. So that's why they were forced to just set and pass. Again, we got very lucky by top decking that Phantom Knight's, did we banish it already? Yeah, the Ancient Cloak here. So we're able to normal that, send it for Almirage, and then get the Silent Boots. Because we banished, yeah, we can special the Torn Scale, and then special the Boots, and then now we've got pretty much all that we need in order to make plays now. Getting the Levier for that. Oh yeah, we could set up a Scythe Lock here, actually. Oh, but we're not doing that. Are we gonna do something maybe, oh, maybe we're not playing the Scythe Lock? But couldn't we have, hang on a second, I just want to make sure I'm right about that. We Levier, bring back the Cloak, send Almirage and the Levier for the Dogda, activate the Cloak, set the Scythe, and then link away for the Yeah, we could have set up a Scythe Lock there if we're playing Scythe. I don't know if we are or not, but, oh, they have the Imperm. That's rough. But at least they have a 0 attack Appaloosa, but, okay, so, I mean, our Scythe would have gotten, or our Dogda, rather, would have gotten Impermed anyway, it seems. Or maybe the H. I mean, either way, we couldn't have set up Scythe there, but it would still would have been, we would have gotten the DPE out in this scenario. I was just going to say, good for not attacking, because that is all that's keeping us from really losing at this point, although, oh no, they have the Droplet! Oh no, they have the Droplet, which means they can send the Appaloosa and then go for the OTK here, so... Or attempt to go for it anyway. We do have the Fog Blade though, so that is going to end up saving us in the long run here. Okay, yeah, battle, and then we take the 2. We take the 2, and then we have to use that on this last one, right? Okay. Link 3, I wonder what this is going to be. I don't know if I've ever seen them make a Link 3 before. Oh, okay, duh, the Infinite Track is a Link 3. That's right. I always assume it's a Link 4, but... Okay, so now we are still in top deck mode here. At the very least, we're playing Phantom Knights, so not only do we have this stuff in Graveyard, but being an Xyz-based deck, we can deal with this Infinite Track relatively easily here. Are we just going to make Break Sword? Let's see. It's... Yep, Break Sword. I thought that might be the case. Oh, okay, we're not even going to pop the Infinite Track yet. Just going to get rid of that Numeron network. I suppose that makes sense, because I'm sure we have other... another... Oh, so we're playing the... Okay, yeah, we're not playing... I always forget I can look at the extra deck when I'm watching one of these. Oh, no, we are playing Dogda, so we were playing the Scythe Engine, okay. But we are still playing Arc Rebellion in this variant here, so that means we're able to smack their lethal, or not smack their lethal, Jesus, smack their Infinite Track Fortress, not for lethal, but still able to just get rid of it. Now the opponent is in full top deck mode. I was going to say, if they do manage to rip away to get the Numeron network and they're playing 3 of each gate, then, you know, they do have the out here, but that does not look like it is the case, so it looks like we are going to take the W there. So thank you for sending me that game there, Calderoy. I very much appreciate it. I've got one more game for us to watch. Let's jump right into it. Okay, last game here comes to us from Basie, not sure. In any case here, they have a Sword Soul game for us, and it's been a little while since we've seen Sword Soul, either on the channel or honestly, for me personally, it's like even on the ladder. So I figure why not? Let's get a little Sword Soul action going on in here. So let's see, this game was on the 11th of July, so I think the new stuff was out by this point. It should have been, right? Well, I guess let me look at the time. Yeah, I think it was out by this point. This was either just after or just before the new pack was released, so... Okay, looks like we opened a pretty good hand here. I mean, any hand you can go into the Help Dawn line is always going to be a good hand, right? And Adhara plus Ashina can pretty easily do just that. Opening the Protos is also very nice, since we didn't open the Vessel. I think you have to open Vessel to go into the Protos. Yeah, because you send it with the Vessel, so... nice that we get to have the Protos tacked on here as well. Doesn't seem like the opponent's got a hand trap just yet. They could still have Nibiru at this point, although... Actually, no, they couldn't. Now that the Auroradon is out, then yeah, they would have had to have Nibiru, unless they could obviously always be holding back the Nibiru, but it does not seem like that is the case here, so... Get to make our Hulk Dawn plays, going for the Yazzie here, so that we can pop it for the Taya. And then we'll use that to get the Baxius and the Moye with the Taya. We all know how it goes from here, right? Yeah, Sword Soul Tenny is definitely still a good deck in this format. Don't let the fact that it's not seeing play on ladder right now fool you. That is not because it is dropped that dramatically in terms of power level. It's just dropped that dramatically in terms of popularity, right? Well, I mean, we could all argue that it was a little bit unpopular even just before, as even though the deck wasn't very oppressively powerful, it still just saw play everywhere. So I think a lot of people were just tired of seeing the deck around, which again I think is the main contributor to why we're not seeing it right now, as opposed to like a lack of power from the deck or something like that. Ooh, that Ash is a nice draw. We are going to have to use the Protoss here, unfortunately, as discard bait for the Long Yuan, but we were still able to get our Baron out here. So, you know, Chi Shao plus Baron plus Baxia, never a bad way to end. Also, the fact that we have 3 very relevant hand traps here in the form of Maxi, Ash, and Ghost Spell. Wow, this is a very excellent setup. I will say, and this is such a minor criticism that it's honestly bordering on nitpicking. I will say that it's typically best, I think, to put like the Baron over here or in the Chi Shao over here. You know, cards like Relinquished Anima are not like very, very, very popular, but they're not so uncommon that we shouldn't play around them. Like, it's pretty easy for the opponent to potentially, if they have a Relinquished Anima, make one and then absorb one of these monsters. So, but again, that's so minor that it almost borders on nitpicking. Okay, we're playing against Fluanderees here, so definitely right to Baron the Unexpected Wind here. I 100% agree with that, as it would be very easy then for them to kaiju away the Baron otherwise. Wow, they had the map as well. And the Robina. Geez, this Fluanderees player just opened everything. It's a good thing we had a really good opening line. Imagine we're just going to end up... Oh, we can't Ash because they banished with the map, right? They're using the street to chain block, so yeah, unfortunately not able to Ash there, but I think we should be able to manage to Ash the Eagle and Search here. And that is honestly going to be... If you have to Ash only one... Oh, wait, maybe not. Okay, they got a Snowl, though, and not an M-Pen, unless they already have an M-Pen. No, they're just getting a Snowl. A Snowl? Snowl? I know it's a Snow Owl, but, like... You know, they're 2 different O's. How do you actually pronounce that? Who knows? But, wow, I've never seen this deck actually go for its quote-unquote, you know, real boss monster. Or at least the one that was Ultra and got an animation, as opposed to just, like, M-Pen. Yeah, unfortunately, this card just doesn't... it really just doesn't do anything. Well, that's not true. Turning everything face down defense mode is definitely not a bad effect, but as far as like Floodgate or Disruption type effects go, honestly, the M-Pen effect is just better. And, you know, having 3 additional normal summons doesn't really do anything for a deck that's already got infinite normal summons. And then the Piercing, again, is like, I don't know, it's cute, but it's not really super duper handy. Okay, looks like we're gonna wheel back the Protoss and flip up. Yeah, see, here's the thing, like this Snow Owl, like it's got that 1 disruption effect, but at the same time, it doesn't. Yeah, it's not stopping us from making plays here by any stretch of the imagination. You're going for another Chi Shao for the search here. Yeah, the Sacred Summit. I honestly will go back to Sword Soul Tenya, I'm sure at some point. I don't know if it'll be this season just yet, but if not, it'll definitely be in the next season at some point. But yeah, I would definitely like to add Sacred Summon back to the deck. The card is not necessary, but it's so nice, and it does enable some nice additional plays that you might normally not get to do. Turn 1 plays too. There are turn 1 plays that Sacred Summon makes very possible as well. Okay, yeah, looks like the opponent's just going to concede as they realize I don't think we quite had lethal on board, but it was close enough, and we had enough stuff to bring back like we were just about to do that it would not be very difficult at all to find lethal there. So, okay, thank you very much for sharing the replay there, Basie. Basie again, I'm sure it's Basie. I have no idea, actually, so sorry if I mispronounced it, but in any case, yep, that's all the games we have for today, so let's go ahead and move on to the outro. Alright everybody, thank you for watching all of the games for today. I am very appreciative to those of you who are watching to the very end, as I'm sure are all the people who submitted. But it's not only, you know, means a lot to me personally, but it's a great way to support the channel, as are commenting and subscribing. I'm also appreciative to those of you who are doing that as well. Comments, if you want to leave your replay, again, go ahead and drop that in my Twitter thread, a link in the description, or if you don't have a Twitter, you can drop them in the comments below there. And yep, subscribing is the best way to stay notified of when these videos drop, which does happen every single day. So when you subscribe, you do get a daily video out of me. Wanted to thank everyone who shared a replay today. or who shared their ID to share replays. As I mentioned this to you at the beginning of the video, to make sure that you make your replays public. I did encounter someone here who I was going to feature, but unfortunately they did not have any public replays when I went to look. So again, just make sure that you're always making your replays public that you want me to see, as well as sharing your player ID correctly as well. So but yeah, once again, thank you to all those who've not only submitted now, but also in the past, and also those of you who are planning to submit. I can only do this series because of your guys' input, so I am always looking for that, and I very much appreciate it. So without further ado, though, that's all I've got for this one. So this is Xlex signing out. Hope you guys have a fantastic day.